It's become a big issue around these parts. Do we have another kid? Are we ready for number 3? I don't know. Who's going to tell you that, you know?
So we need to get cracking. I will be 35 in 2 weeks, and Serge is 40. So if we're going to have this third kid, we need to get it on, literally.
I know it's not like typical to be 40 and be working on your third kid, but it's also not that strange nowadays, you know. If this was back in 1950, yeah, that would be strange. But nowadays it's like, oh, hey, look, it's like 79-year-old grandmothers having kids, so.
Henry is now the same age Violet was when we started trying to get pregnant with Henry. So if I want my kids equally spaced, it would follow that I should start trying to get pregnant with our third child right now, which I cannot even fathom.
You know, Monica's not a fan of it, and I understand why. It's not easy, you know. Your body swells up.
I just get fat as hell. I'm no dainty. First pregnancy was cute. Like, oh, look, she has a basketball under her shirt. And then with Henry, it was like an explosion of body. You don't believe me? Look at this. Yeah.
She's sick all the time. She gets really sick.
From the moment of conception until the baby comes out.
And she's just ralphing left and right. And hardcore projectile vomiting into a bag.
At any moment, it's just tie him up, toss him.
You want to really believe each time that you go into it that, well, this will be the magic one. This will be the one where everything goes just great. But it never really happens like that for us, you know. We don't have periods of effervescence and joy, you know, unless it's happy hour.
Let's be honest, the first year of a kid's life sucks.
You are no longer Serge, the guy that likes to go to the bookstore on Sunday afternoon and frivolously pass a little bit of time with a large cafe con leche and the Sunday paper. Hells no.
There's a lot of crying, a lot of pooping.
You are Serge. Get your in the other room and change a diaper.
A lot of sleepless nights. The sleepless nights are horrifying.
But on one hand, I'm really afraid of pushing back my return to me eventually.
I guess I'm looking forward to the future with 3 kids, but that first year with 3 kids is just terrifying me.
That's something that I fear. That, you know, we introduce a third kid into this family and, you know, I'm not going fishing until I'm 50.
You can say, oh, babies are so cute. Look at, oh, no. That's like if it's not your baby, super cute. When it's your baby, it's like, can you hold him?
And when you have a toddler, you know, and a 1 or 2 year old, and then a baby, I don't know, you know, lots and lots of people have done that before, but not lots and lots of Serge and Monica's. So I don't know if it can be done, you know. I don't know if it can be done without some sort of fireworks, you know. I don't know if it can be done without getting the cops up in here.
And then, of course, there's the fact that we would probably have to buy a minivan. I mean, what do? You have to buy a minivan, right? There's no other way to transport 2 giant, fat, black labs and 3 children. Minivan.
After that first year, you know, things start to settle in. The little personalities come alive.
Can you get, like, flames painted on minivans? Like a black, pimped out minivan with red flames?
I don't think I've ever been good at anything in this world like I'm good at being a dad. I love being a dad, and I want to be a dad as much as I can be.
Obviously, you have your first child so you can be a parent. And then maybe you have your second child because you're hoping for the opposite sex. You know, a lot of the times everyone's like, okay, you want one of each gender. We have that. We have one of each gender. So what reasons do people with one of each gender want to have a third child? What are the reasons? Should there be reasons?
You know, being there and showing your kids that you love them. And I love doing that. I feel good about doing that. And I'm not the only one. I think this is an era in time where being a good parent has become cool. You know, it has become something that's not necessarily seen as a given. You know, it's because there's been tons of parents that, you know, haven't been that good.
There's also my boobs to consider. Before Violet, they were like right here. It was like, hey, what's up? After Violet, they were kind of still cool. I was still rocking it. Felt good. And then now that Henry's done breastfeeding and all that, it's like...
We could pull it off, and we could do a damn good job at it. And I wouldn't want to have another kid with anyone else but Monica. You know, she's my baby mama. She's my sweets.
Plus, there's all that sex I have to have. I think Serge would say we should have another kid just because he knows he'll be getting a lot of sexy time.
I'm not gonna lie, you know, that period of time before Monica gets pregnant, that's a hot time. That's a hot time for me.
Because when I decide that I'm ready to have a child, I don't mess around, y'all. I get busy.
A couple of weeks, or maybe even a month or two of hot times, you know, in the old Cowtown.
Okay, all right, this could be all right.
That's one of the very few times in my life where a beautiful woman crawls into bed with me and wakes me up from a deep slumber and says, you know, I want you to be with me right now because we're going to try and make a baby. All right. Can I get some champagne up in here?